Hello friends, this is Rahul Ankita and welcome to my channel Civil Bug. So basically my channel is all about new methods or we can say new trends in civil engineering. So this is going to be my first video on YouTube. If you like this video, please share, comment and subscribe. Our today's subject is structural audit or we can say overview of structural audit. Structural audit is one of the mostly trending subject in civil engineering right now, and also I have published paper on this subject in the month of March this year, and in my paper I have tried to study the whole concept of structural audit. Now we are going to start with our PPT. So here is our PPT of structural audit and we are going to study 7 points over here, which are: first one is introduction, second is need of structural audit, third one is how structural audit is carried out, fourth there are some methods to carry out structural audit, fifth one is general format of structural audit, sixth one is conclusion, and last one there is references. Our first point is introduction. So as we know, civil engineering industry is one of the oldest industry which provide a basic infrastructure to all human beings. Structure can be any kind, it can be commercial, it can be residential, it can be heritage structures, it can be historical structures and many more. But every structure has its own service life, and within this service life it should stand firmly on its position. For example, as we know, Taj Mahal in Agra, which is one of the oldest structures in India and one of the wonders of the world, but it is still standing on its position very efficiently. But this is not the condition of today's structures. A collapse mechanism has increased and today's structures are getting collapsed before their service life is completed. Therefore, it is advisable to monitor it periodically by taking professionals' advice, and for that purpose structural audit of building is carried out. Now, if we heard a word structural audit, the first question pops in our mind is that what is structural audit? If we consider structural audit as whole or in all, then we can say structural audit is a checkup of a building considering its overall health and performances. After that, another question starts popping in our mind is that what type of study is included in structural audit of the building? So structural audit deals with the repairs and maintenance of the existing or the old structures whose life has exceeded the age of 30 years to avoid any accidents and to save the valuable life of humans. Also, the structural auditing will help to implement the maintenance and the repair work timely, which leads to prolonged life of the building and safety of occupants. Now here the point comes that what is the need of structural audit? Now if we are talking about structural audit, then there should be some need of that procedure to carry out the process. So here are some needs of structural audit. First, to enhance the life of property. Second, to check the health of structure and its expected performance. Third, to check actual safety of the structure. Fourth one, in order to recommend rehabilitation techniques. Fifth, in order to highlight the critical areas and repair them immediately. This one is most important need of this structural audit, and to follow municipal or any statutory requirements. And last one is to understand the condition of building. After this, the third point is how structural audit is carried out. For getting proper result from structural audit, we have to follow some steps. By following 8 steps, we can get structural audit properly done. So first one is structural and architectural plan. At the starting of the work, having structural and architectural plan is an important point. It is the most important point. It will help us in detailed structural calculations, including assumptions for structural design. Second point is prepare plans if not available. If there are no structural and architectural plans available, then same can be prepared by engineers. Inspection of building. Detailed inspection of building can give us idea about any settlement in the foundation, cracks in columns or beams or in slabs, corrosion in reinforcement, leakages from terrace and toilet blocks, dampness in walls, status of repairs, and last repaired, and many more important factors. Fourth one is preparation of audit report. By considering the points included in inspection of building, the audit report is prepared. Test recommended. Conducting test will give idea about extent of the corrosion, distress and loss of the strength in the concrete and the steel. Sixth point is ETABS modeling. This is done in order to find the response of structure to gravity and earthquake loadings. These steps will give demand of the building to the loading. Seventh point is very interesting and very important, which is demand to capacity ratio. The GSA guidelines advise the use of demand capacity ratio, which is called as DCR, which is defined a ratio of structural member force after the sudden removal of a column member, strength or capacity. Capacity of structure member is determined by using ETABS analysis of the members carried. Last point, 8th point is highlighting and respective measures. After all these steps, critical areas in building is highlighted and respective measures are carried out. As here comes the fourth point of our PPT, which is methodology. As we are going to talk about what tests are we going to use for structural audit, are destructive testing and non-destructive testing. Now, what is destructive testing? To check the wholeness of component or a structure, it is possible to cut or section through the component and examine the exposed surfaces. In destructive testing, we can be pulled on, stressed and pressurize the component until failure to determine their properties to toughness and the strength. Also, materials can be chemically treated to know their composition, but unfortunately, this approach of destructive testing renders the component useless for its intended use of against non-destructive testing, which can be performed on component and machines without affecting the service life. After the destructive testing, there is another test which is non-destructive test. In science and technology industry, to calculate the properties of a material component or a system without causing damage, non-destructive testing (NDT) is mainly considered. The term non-destructive examination, non-destructive inspection and non-destructive evaluation are also commonly being inspected. It is a highly valuable technique that can save both money and time in product evaluation, troubleshooting and research common NDT methods. Now here are some methods of non-destructive testing, which are rebound hammer test, pulse echo method, impact echo method, ultrasonic pulse velocity method, probe penetration method, ground penetration radar method, carbonation test, half shell potential meter. Rebound hammer test is widely used test and we are going to study it now. Rebound hammer test, or we can call it as Schmidt rebound hammer test. It is done to find out compressive strength of concrete by using rebound hammer as per IS 13311 part 2nd 1992. The underlying principle of rebound hammer test is rebound of an elastic mass depend upon the hardness of the surface against which its mass strikes. If we talk about how this works, in that case we can say when the plunger of rebound hammer is pressed against the surface of the concrete, the spring controlled mass rebounds and extent of such a rebound depends upon the surface hardness of the concrete. The surface hardness, therefore the rebound is taken to be related to the compressive strength of the concrete. The rebound value indicated by the hammer is related empirically to the compressive strength of the concrete. Here comes the fifth point, which is general format of audit report. As we are going to create an audit report after the process of the structural audit, here are some points which complete the audit report. First one is format. In the format, there are so basic points about the building such as name of building, name of owner, address, contact number, year of construction, year of completion of construction and name of structural engineer for the audit. Next point is visual inspection. For visual inspection of a building, 5 points are compulsory, which are general observation, structural observation, result of it, grades and last one is final conclusion. In general observation, we can include points like type of building, age of building, number of wings, mode of use, number of stories, number of flats, architecture plan available, structural plan available, building plan approval date, occupation certificate date, last repair date, cost of repair, details of repairs, etc. Then in structural observation, we can consider structural defects as settlements, cracks, corrosion of steel, leakages and dampness, and waterproofing, deflection and condition of other components as staircase, balconies, flooring, ducts, terraces, plumbing system, electrical supply line or water supply line, etc. After gathering information about building by carried out general observation and structural observation, we can conclude the result. The remark of structural audit report should be given in the grades and the color codings instead of description so as to simplify it for non-technical person also. For result, we use some grades and color for them. As for grade 0 to 3, for major distress structure, color code is red. For grade 3 to 5, for considerable distress and repairable structure, color code is yellow. For grade 5 to 7, for moderate distress and repairable structure, color code is blue. For grade 7 to 10, for sound structure, color code is green. And last point, which is final conclusion, we can reach on the final point in which we can include points like non-destructive testing recommended, test results, repair and retrofitting. And after all these points, our next point is conclusion. As it is necessary to carry out structural audit at least once in a 5 year for any type of structure, but for structure older than 15 years, structural audit should be carried out once in a 3 year. Structural audit is mainly important for frame structures to give accurate remedial measures which are recommended for all types of structural defects and damages so as to enhance the properties of that structure, and it continues to serve strength and serviceability requirements. If reinforcement provided in very bad condition, then it will lose its strength due to the corrosion and it will cause the reduction in cross section of the reinforcement, resulting on deflection under their own weight, therefore unsafe to carry any further loads. It is concluded that the main reason for corrosion and aging is because of the dampness of the slab, cracks in walls, etc. To increase the serviceability and strength of the building, we can use measures such as waterproofing slabs and wall to stop the seepage into the structural members to avoid further corrosion, recasting of slabs, providing polymer mortar treatment, etc. Also, we can conclude that even though heavy reinforcement is provided for structural mortar treatment, etc. Also, we can conclude that even though heavy reinforcements is provided for structural members and demand to capacity ratio is less than 1 for all structural members. As considering preliminary inspection and general observation, it is recommended to carry out further tests. So here are some references which you can use for more detailed information about the structural audit. So friends, this was the whole concept about the structural audit. If you found this video helpful, then please like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.